Welcome to Out of the Blue B, number 0191. I'm going to present the Neo-Swedenborgian Godproof in under 5 minutes. And I'm going to begin with a quote here by Rebecca Springer from Intramuros. She says, quote, "It was as real as any experience in this life could possibly be." So I also want to make clear something that maybe I haven't said yet, but I personally have not had one of these experiences. So this is not a revelation of mine. I'm not saying that I have proven God. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is now that God can be proven. Because of advances in technology where people's hearts can stop and get restarted, we can now prove God to exist. It's a limited proof, as I'm going to get to momentarily, but for something to be scientific, there's 4 things. It has to be observable, quantifiable, predictable, and repeatable. So I'm going to start with the observable. I'm going to link 2 videos in the description of these near-death experience people. One of them is just one guy, the Dr. Eben guy, and he says how ultra real this experience was, more real than his everyday life. He goes beyond what the quote I just read, where she says it's as real. He says it's ultra real, it's super real, it's hyper real, it's more real. And then I'm going to link another video which has 25 other people saying the same thing. It's a little compilation video. And that is what we're observing, okay? We can't observe what they observed, but we can observe them. And they all say this kind of thing, and they change their life accordingly. Dr. Eben changed his life. Howard Storm changed his life. They changed their life to support, as if this thing that they're saying is real was really real. So that is also observable. It's predictable because it keeps happening, and it's repeatable. As for the quantifiable part, it only happens like 10% of the time, but that's enough for quantifiability. So in Plato, in 400 BC, we have a near-death experience account. In Swedenborg, 1776, we have another near-death experience account. But those are just kind of ancient anecdotes. Beginning with Raymond Moody in 1975, it's no longer a little incidental thing. It's happening thousands of times a year. It's happening to 10% of the people whose heart has stopped. It is as real, as I've said, as the phantom limb phenomena. Phantom limb is, and I've known people who've had this, you probably have too, carpenter or a boat builder cuts his thumb off, and then his thumb still hurts or itches, or somebody gets their foot amputated for some reason, and they go to the doctor and they say their foot itches or their foot hurts. It's called phantom limb. And we can objectively see that they don't have a foot. Everybody can see it. But the subjective experience is that the foot itches or hurts. And this happens, phantom limb happens over 80% of the time somebody gets something amputated. So God is as real as a phantom limb, which is to say you can see it's not objectively real, but you can also see it is subjectively real. Whether or not it's objectively real is an academic question. It's out of our purview, because we're not talking about that. It may or may not be objectively real. We're talking about it is real within the human experience. God is a human experience. And my personal theory is that it's a product of language acquisition, which gets back, if you want to quote the Bible, John 1:1. God is Word. Okay, that's the only Bible quote you'll hear from me, because it's, in my conclusion is that is the source of what all this is from. God is Word. Words have created this experience within humanity. It's identifiable, it's predictable, it's observable, it's quantifiable, it's repeatable. God is real. Thanks. See you. Bye.